Hello students, I am Sanjana Kavati, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, AITM, Belgavi. Let us continue with the video lectures on storage area networks. In this video, we shall study the backup in virtualized environments from module number 3, Backup and Archive. Let us start with the topic of backup in virtualized environments. So in a virtualized environment, it is imperative to backup the virtual machine data which includes operating system, application data and configurations to prevent its loss or corruption due to human or technical errors. So there are two approaches for performing a backup in virtualized environment. First one is the traditional backup approach. Next is the image-based backup approach. Let us study one by one. In the traditional backup approach, a backup agent is installed either on the virtual machine or on the hypervisor. This figure shows the traditional virtual machine backup approach. So if the backup agent is installed on a virtual machine, the virtual machine appears as a physical server to the agent. The backup agent installed on the virtual machine backs up the virtual machine data to the backup device. The agent does not capture virtual machine files such as the virtual BIOS file, that is basic input output system file, and virtual machine swap file, log files and configuration files. So therefore, for a virtual machine restore, a user needs to manually recreate the virtual machine and then restore data onto it. But if the backup agent is installed on the hypervisor, then what happens? The virtual machine appears as a set of files to the agent. If the agent is on hypervisor, then the virtual machine appears as a set of files to that particular agent. So the virtual machine files can be backed up by performing a file system backup from a hypervisor. So this approach is relatively simple because it requires having the agent just on the hypervisor instead of all the virtual machines. So in the traditional backup method, it can cause high CPU utilization on the server that is being backed up. In the traditional approach, the backup should be performed when the server resources are idle or during a low activity period on the network. Also consider allocating enough resources to manage the backup on each server when a large number of virtual machines are in the environment. You can see in the figure, one is showing backup agent that is running on the backup agent that runs on each virtual machine, and the other one is showing backup agent that is running on the hypervisor. That A symbol indicates the agent. In the left side figure, we have agent running on the virtual machine. On the right side, we have agent running on the hypervisor. So this is about traditional virtual machine backup. Next is image-based backup. Image-based backup operates at the hypervisor level and essentially takes a snapshot of the virtual machine. So it creates a copy of the guest operating system and all the data associated with it, like snapshot of the virtual machine disk files, which includes the virtual machine state and application configurations. The backup is saved as a single file called an image, and this image is mounted on the separate physical machine that is called as proxy server, which acts as a backup client. Okay, so the backup software then backs up these image files normally. You can see in the figure. This effectively offloads the backup processing from the hypervisor and transfers the load on the proxy server, so thereby reducing the impact to virtual machines running on the hypervisor. Image-based backup enables quick restoration of a virtual machine. So let us understand this through the figure. We have application server, storage, okay, and then we have the proxy server and the backup device. So this storage will have the backup of all the virtual machines, and then the snapshot of this storage will be sent to the, or it will be mounted on the proxy server, and then the proxy server will store this onto the backup device. So the use of deduplication techniques significantly reduces the amount of data to be backed up in a virtualized environments. The effectiveness of deduplication is identified when virtual machines with similar configurations are deployed in a data center. So deduplication types and methods used in a virtual environment are same as in the physical environment. This is about backup in a virtualized environments. Thank you for watching.